Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back to the Experts Game podcast. I took a little hiatus, I think, and didn't post a few videos for a little while, but now I'm back and I'm excited. It's the end of 2025. We've got 2 months left in this year, and I am bringing back some podcast that I've had kind of held in on my computer for a little while that I've been meaning to post, and now is the perfect time to do so. So I'm convinced that everything happens for a reason, and now is the perfect time to post these because it's probably what you've been looking for. Today's episode is with one of my favorite people, Alayna, and she has come back to do episode 2 with us, and I am so excited to have her here today. So, what we're going to be talking about is a lot of hobbies and collectibles, and that's kind of what I like too. I love collectibles. You probably know that I do a lot with like collectible cards and things like that. But Elena's taking the niche of that market and putting a business spin on it, and she's helping people in that industry. So, without further ado, I want to welcome Alayna Zenger to the Experts Game podcast, and I'm gonna pull up this interview I did with her a little while back, but I think it's going to be perfect for you today. So, here we go. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I know you're going to enjoy it. Alayna Zenger is here with us. Welcome, Alayna. Hope you're doing great.
Thank you. I'm doing good. We're back for, is this a part two?
Or a
Part
part
two?
three.
Part
It just
three?
depends on how you want to say it. This is really part 2 of our last conversation, but really going to be the third time that you're going to be on the Experts Game podcast. And I'm excited about it because this new business that you're going to tell us about today is kind of something near and dear to me. I love this industry, and I'm just kind of getting back into it. So I don't even know what you're going to say. I have no idea, but I'm excited to hear about it.
We
So
are free flowing today.
take it away. Tell us all about this stuff.
Yes. So, beginning of this year is when I like really hunkered down was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. But I'm partnering with hobbyist influencers, and I'll explain what that is in a second. But partnering with hobbyist influencers, and I'm helping them monetize their hobby by building paid communities online. So, a hobbyist influencer, in my definition, is somebody who's super passionate about their hobby. So it doesn't matter what hobby it is. If you like collecting cards like you do or coins, right? That counts, right? Super passionate about a hobby. Other hobbyists that I have connected with recently are exotic pet owners. So people that own a lot of like tarantulas and snakes and spiders and things like that, or tattoo artists, or like for me, like I got a lot of board games, things like that. So hobbyists, somebody who's super passionate about their the thing that they do. They've gone into it, they've been doing it for a while, and then one day they just decided, hey, like I want to show the world what I'm doing. And so they picked their phone up and they started making content on it. And so they started making content on their hobby, and it kind of like kicked off, and they were like, "Oh man, like this is going, like people are really enjoying this." And they now have a ton of followers on their chosen platform. And I specifically say anybody, a hobbyist influencer is anybody who has over 5,000 followers on a single platform. Doesn't matter what platform, but a single platform. And so they have over 5,000 followers. A lot of them have way more than that. And they're like, "Great, I have all these followers, but what do I do? Like, what kind of offer do I make to them?" And so then I help them build and set up a community. I use school as the community platform. And it's a low ticket community that we decide on, so less than $100. And it would be something that they promote to their audience, and they now get people in at less than $100 a month, and they get to deliver to their audience in a more intimate, exclusive way while also bringing in that passive reoccurring income.
It's pretty awesome. And I know lately, for example, I like to do woodworking too. And I know some people in the woodworking space who have just recently, in the past, I say recently, in the past 6 months to a year, started their school communities
Yeah.
to teach people. And a lot of it is not, I've been using school for a long time, but for those people who don't know what school is, it's just an online community very similar to, I guess, the concept of what a Facebook group would be. So a lot of people are
Yeah.
familiar with Facebook has a group concept, but it's just kind of that platform on steroids. It has taken it to the next level, and the school communities are very easy to
Yeah.
use. They keep people informed, which is probably the number one rule of engagement. I get an email every day from school saying, "Hey, here's what's happened," or if there's a special event in one of the communities I belong to, and that's another great thing about school. I can join lots of different communities in one platform, and
Yeah.
I log in one time, and I'm now in lots of different areas. So. I think there's great opportunity there with school, and I think it's simple and easy for clients and customers to navigate.
Yes, that's one of my favorite features about it. Because I know like a lot of the hobbyist influencers that are particularly like in the gaming space,
Hmm.
they think, oh, I have options for community is Facebook groups or Discord and or Patreon. And Discord doesn't look as nice as school. There's all the channels. I don't know if you've ever used Discord before, but there's all the channels on the side and it's mostly text based. So it's like a more casual Slack platform. And so it's really difficult to keep track of what everybody's saying. So school just looks a lot better. And then there's also the ability to host classrooms and courses on there. They just barely released a new affiliate feature where you can now give people commission to affiliate for your group, which is awesome. And so there's just a lot of really cool features on it. It's simple, easy to use, and it just looks really nice.
Yeah, I definitely like that. For everybody who's wondering what in the world are they talking about, Discord is like an online community, but it's really, if you look at it, it's more for not necessarily, but more for a technical minded person, I would say. Whereas school is easy for, you know, a third grader.
Yeah.
What's that saying? So easy a kindergartner can do it or a third grader can. I mean, yes, that's what school is. And I think that's what makes it so good. When you get to school and look at it, I mean, it just looks nice. It's clean. You can, I don't have a school group right now. I started one a little while back, but, I use a program called High Level, and you do too.
Yep.
So, um, I had tried to build up the communities on High Level, and there
Yeah.
are some pluses and minuses there. A lot of the issues that I stayed with High Level had to do with cost, because with school you pay per community. With High Level, you pay a monthly fee.
Right.
And but there are some minuses there too. School just gives us so much more exposure.
Mm.
So I'm not saying it's not in my future. It may be there, coming up. But I love it. I think that's a great idea. I follow a lot of baseball card people today.
Yeah.
And well, and here's another one. The guy who does School of Hard Knocks. Isn't
Yeah.
have you know who I'm talking about? I can't remember his name, but he goes
Yep.
and interviews entrepreneurs, on the street, and he had
Yeah.
built up like 10,000 followers and maybe 100,000. Well, now he's got over 5,000 people in his school group,
Yep. I
just in a
saw
few
that.
months. So I see a lot of benefits there. Okay, so tell us how you number one, is there a certain, I know you like gaming. Is there a certain niche? Is that what you're going after kind of to begin with, or is it kind of just open to any hobbyist? Talk about that a
Yeah.
little
It's open to any hobbyist.
bit.
They just need to have had some time putting out content on the internet.
Yeah.
And they kind of have to have had that following for the reason I say that is not that if you don't have that, it won't work. It just is going to take a little bit longer because if you already have the eyes watching you, it's a lot easier to be like, hey, I have this new opportunity and have that kick off and really take off pretty fast. So you can still do this if you were like, well, I have a hobby, but I don't have followers. It's just going to take a little bit longer. But right now, I'm just focusing on the hobbies that I'm interested in. And so I've been connecting with people who are into board games because I'm into board games, people who are into miniature painting. So I have a lot of miniatures and paint those, like freehand those. And so there's a lot of people that are into the miniature painting. And so I'm looking at miniature painters and I love tattoo artists. And so tattoo artists, and I'm not super into bugs, but I don't mind them and I was really into them when I was a kid. So I was like, hey, this would be cool to connect with all these people who own these big tarantulas in their house.
Hmm.
And so I'm kind of more just leaning towards the people and the communities that I myself would enjoy being a part of and being like, oh, I would love to see these communities on school because all of the hobbies that into, there's not communities for them
Hmm.
on school. And I want to bring them to school, is what the mission is.
So you noticed that there was a need, and that's how, most great entrepreneurs get started with different things. I'm curious, do you find that you're surprised sometimes by the following that some of these people have? Because you look at this, maybe tarantulas in the home, and then you see somebody with over 5,000, 10,000 followers on YouTube. Is that surprising to you?
It is in terms of I have had so many business owners because I that's what I was doing before is working with business owners. So many
Mm-hmm.
business owners that tell me like I can't niche down. There's not enough people. And like I just am worried about, not being able to work with enough people. Um but oh, hold on, my video. There we go. My video's back. But these very niched hobbies still have so many people that are interested. Like one of these exotic pet owners has over 500,000 followers on Instagram. And it's not a business. He's not offering anything. He literally is just like making cool content about the bugs that he owns. And 500,000 followers. Like that's crazy, right? Or these people who do these miniature paintings and they have like over 1 million followers. So yeah, it does. It's always like niching down is okay because there's so many people that do different things and are looking for different things and connect with different creators. So if you're ever worried about like, oh, there's not enough people for me, I just think it's an illusion.
I think that's really cool. I think that that answer was great because I believe that too. I think that there's always enough people out there.
Yeah,
Whether it's a new business that you want to start, there's always customers. You just have to find them in a different way.
right.
So, how do you promote this? Do you have a school group that you're promoting it through, or are you promoting it through other things? Or are you just going out and researching these people and then contacting them directly?
Yes. So at the moment, I'm just doing outreach. So direct outreach, whether it be cold, warm, researching these people, kind of seeing, all right, do they already have a community? Are they, pitching anything at this moment? Like, what are their kind of goals? It's the great thing about like reaching out to influencers is that they post a lot of updates on their lives. And so if you just take the time to look at their content, you can get a feel for what they're wanting to do. And so doing a lot of research on them, and then I make them a mock community. So I take what they're doing and be like, hey, this is what it could look like on school. And then I send a little video to them via email or message like on Instagram or something like that. And so that's what I'm doing at the moment. Would be more than happy to have my own school community. Around my own hobby. The biggest thing is that I just don't have the audience. I don't have the audience around a specific hobby, and I could take the time to build that audience. But right now, it's like it would be faster for me to just help people who already have the audience.
Okay, so my mind's going different directions now with different things. Maybe you shouldn't have a community based on one particular hobby that you have, like board games, but maybe you should have a community based on developing your hobby or
Mm,
building a hobby. I mean, because everybody needs some free time. Everybody needs, some downtime to do things. Um, I'll be honest and make a confession this morning. I'm a real estate broker, so I'm in a real estate training this morning. And sometimes it's the most boring thing in the world to sit. And I'm a seminar teacher, so I understand, sometimes it's boring to sit and listen to people talk.
right.
I'm sitting here putting putting cards in sleeves this morning,
I
and,
love that. Those
and I
sleeves
can
look
do
really nice, by
I
the
can
way.
do that down here. You see my hands moving? No, you don't. So
Yeah,
you don't know.
nope.
So I put probably about 1,000 cards in sleeves while I was sitting there listening. Maybe not that many, maybe at least 500. But
That's still
um,
a good amount.
yeah, I think this is intriguing. I'm interested. We need to do another follow up on this, a year down the road to kind of see how this business is growing because I think you're going to tell me then that you can't keep up. I, I
That's
kind
the
of
hope.
I kind of think that's what's going to happen. You're going to say, I'm just having a hard time keeping up. I can only help so many people. Um,
Yeah.
tell me, other than that, what are your goals for this business?
Yeah. Well, first off, I just really want to be able to connect with some really cool people. A lot of these
Hmm.
hobbyists are really just they're dope people. They're honest. They're like, this is what I'm doing. This is super cool. And it's always fun to connect with people who are passionate. Like it would be awesome to just sit down and hear you talk about all the different cards and like why you collect them and why it's important that you sleeve them and all these different things and like all your coins and stuff like that. When you watch somebody who's really passionate about what they do, like kind of dig into it and break it down, there's so much life that comes into them from that. And they're just like, oh, I love this. And so that I think is really cool to just be around people like that. So that's one of the goals. Another goal is to also like to break some personal revenue stuff that I want to hit. Like I would love to get to the point where my business is, making hitting 10K months. Like I haven't hit that milestone yet in my business, and so I'd love to be able to have that. And I think another thing is just creating spaces for people online where they feel like they belong. And this is where I love school because school released a post the other day about what their mission statement is. And I think it's to help 1 billion people find community. And I love that and want to contribute to that mission because there have been times in my life where I have found community, whether it be in person or online, doesn't matter, that have changed my life. The people that I've met through there, the just the feeling of belonging someplace has been really impactful to me. And I would love for there to be more places like that online and the influencers that are really passionate about what they do to just have another place for more people who are passionate about the same thing that you're doing. It's just like a win-win all around. And it'll help these influencers also be able to do what they do longer. I was listening to one of my favorite YouTubers recently, and they were talking about how, hey, like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this YouTube thing much longer just because it's not sustainable. And it's really unfortunate to see somebody that you watch all the time. Like, I've watched this person probably for the past 4 or 5 years consistently. And to hear them say, like, I don't think I can do it anymore because it's no longer financially sustainable for me really hit me hard and was like, hey, like, I want to be able to make it so then you can still do this and it makes sense and it not just be directly tied to the platform or the AdSense or anything like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think consistency is definitely the key with a lot of this, and sometimes it's hard to maintain that consistency. I know that
Yeah.
in my own businesses and stuff. Um, that's that's just really exciting. I am I'm kind of mind blown a little bit the way you're thinking on some of this stuff, but I think it's spot on. I think it's just fantastic, and I appreciate you being here today to tell us about this. We definitely have to do a follow up maybe in 6 months to a year, I want to see where this is going. And I've got lots of great ideas for mine as well. So,
Yes.
any final thoughts today to share with anybody?
No, I'm just excited for it. And my biggest thing is gonna be sticking with it, right? Like you had mentioned, the consistency is showing up and doing it and not getting distracted by the shiny objects because it's so easy to do that. And I've done that in the past and pivoting too soon. And so I'm calling my shot. My kind of commitment is to be like, hey, I'm gonna keep with this for at least 2 years, like at least 2 years, gonna give it my all, commit to this and not shift. And I think that there'll be some really cool things that come from it.
So, how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so my name's pretty unique. So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram at Alayna Zenger. I'm also pretty active on X as well. So if you're on X, I drop some daily thoughts there. So you can check me out there. And then if you're a hobbyist and you're like, hey, I'm an influencer, I've got some followers, and I'd love to chat with you on like what a partnership could look like, you can go to yourclientsuccess.com/let's chat and we can talk about what that could look like.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I'll put them in the memo below, and hopefully help you grow this business a little bit. Alayna,
Thank
I
you so
appreciate it.
much.
Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I just followed you on X as well.
Awesome. My
Okay,
my
well,
thoughts are interesting on there, so
well,
yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for being here. And guys, if you're interested in hearing more about the Experts Game podcast or Alayna, just make sure you follow us and subscribe to this channel and follow her online as well. So until next time, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Okay, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Alayna today. It just revigorates me learning about her business. It's always a pleasure to talk with Alayna, and I just learned so much. I learned so much, even when I'm just listening to it. So, thanks so much for being here today. Follow the Experts Game online, and we will see you on the very next episode. Have a good afternoon, everybody. Bye bye.